Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'd like to call this special meeting of the Bloomington City Council to order. This is our special meeting to canvass the election of our local election results for our municipal ballot questions. To get the meeting started, Ms. Christensen, if you could please call the roll call of the council.
Thank you. Councilmember Beloga, I don't see him online yet, so we'll skip him for now. Councilmember Carter?
Present.
Councilmember Coulter?
Present.
Councilmember Lohman?
Here.
Councilmember Martin?
Present.
Councilmember Nelson?
Here.
Mayor Bussey?
Here. Record show, we got 6 of 7 members of the Bloomington City Council in attendance this evening. We're expecting Councilmember Beloga, where there might be some technical issues. As I said, there's only one item on our agenda this evening. It is item 2.1 to canvass the election results for our local ballot questions. And Ms. Wilson, who has been our acting elections guru for the past 6 weeks or so and did an outstanding job with this election, you've got the floor on this one. Ms. Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just gonna share my screen here. Alrighty, a couple of quick statistics and then we will get straight to the voter results. But as of 7 a.m. on Election Day in the city of Bloomington, we had 59,914 registered voters. Just over 3,700 individuals voted on or registered on Election Day, bringing our total registered voters by the end of the day to 63,618. Just one second. I thought the council might be interested to know how many folks cast their ballot on Election Day versus how many took advantage of one of the absentee ballot options, whether that be voting by mail, dropping off a ballot here at Civic Plaza, or coming in person to vote inside our building during our early voting period. And just under 2/3 of the individuals casting ballots in Bloomington chose one of those early voting or absentee voting options, and just slightly over 1/3 went to the polls on the actual election day, for a total ballots cast of 55,364. Voter turnout then, with that many ballot casts out of our registered voter, our voter turnout was 87% for this election. There are 3 vote tallies for the council to certify today, and those are the votes on the municipal ballot questions or the proposed charter amendments that were specific to Bloomington. So the first question regarded whether or not voter approval should be added for city organized collection process. This question was approved by the voters, with 54.4% of those voting on the question voting yes, that voter approval should be required to alter the city's organized collection process. The second question asked, if the first question passed, which it did, asked if the voters wished to exercise their new right to prevent city organized collection by contract. And on this one, the no votes prevailed quite strongly. 70.8% voted no to 29.2% voting yes. And our third and final question asked the voters if they wish to elect the mayor and city council by the ranked choice voting method. And this one passed on a smaller majority, but did pass with 51.2% of the voters voting yes and 48.8% voting no. So I would be happy to answer any questions that the council might have about the voting results.
Council, any questions?
I think Sean.
Councilmember Nelson?
Thank you, Mayor. I just had 2 questions. One, we had the information about how many people registered the same day or election day to vote. Do we know, given the large turnout for early voting and absentee, how many people registered through that process?
I don't have that information off the top of my head, Councilmember Nelson, but we could certainly go back, say, to primary election day and see how many voters we had at the start of that day. And that would give you some idea of those that voted in, or excuse me, those that registered in the months leading up to election day. I'd be happy to provide that in an upcoming One Weekly.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you. Just curious, given 2/3 voted early. My second question, this may just be a slightly technical thing, but looking at it, the number of ballots cast was 55,364. And then the number of, I guess, answers or votes on the ballot questions was 55,361. I mean, it's only different by 3, but can you explain? Do you know why it's different by 3?
Yes, Councilmember Nelson, staff had noticed that discrepancy and looked into it with the assistance of Hennepin County. So as you'll see, for example, oops, I took my screen down. Let me share my screen one more time to help illustrate the point. What Councilmember Nelson is referring is if you add up the yes votes, the no votes, the overvotes, and the undervotes, we are 3 votes short of the total number of ballots cast. And after some investigation, it has been determined that 3 individuals who voted through direct balloting, so went in person to Hennepin County to receive their ballot and voted there on the spot, 3 Bloomington voters were accidentally given ballots from other jurisdictions. And so therefore, the city's ballot questions did not appear on the ballots that they were given. If you're wondering, overvotes means that somebody voted both yes and no on the question, and undervotes means that they skipped the question. So on each of our questions, you can see that we have some amount of overvotes as well as some amount of undervotes. Each of these totals does tally to the same amount. It is just 3 short of the number of Bloomington voters that were logged in to vote, that came into the system to vote.
Well, thank you for the explanation. I appreciate that.
Thank you for the question, Councilmember Nelson. Good catch on that one. Nice catch by the city staff to root that one out. Ms. Wilson, I did have a question, and maybe off the top of your head you don't know, but if you could look into it, the 55,364 ballots cast, do we know, is that a high in the history of Bloomington, or have there been higher voter turnouts in past elections at some point?
Mr. Mayor, that's another one I'll have to follow up. As you noted at the beginning, I don't have a long history with direct involvement in our election operations, so I will have to look back. I'm going to wager a bet that it's certainly in the top in terms of number of ballots cast. High voter turnout and high interest in this election.
Absolutely, and I can't imagine that there have been more than 63,618 registered voters in the city of Bloomington in the past either. That's got to be a high watermark as well for that. Mm-hmm. Just curiosity more than anything else. Council, any additional questions?
Mr. Mayor, if I could.
Ms. Wilson.
The council, each of you needs to sign off on the declaration of results. So given our digital meeting format, that document will be routed to you by the city's legal department through email in our new DocuSign program. So please be on the lookout for that. It only takes a moment or two to open that email and apply your digital signature to the document. But we do need all 7 of you, or in this case, all 6 of you that are in attendance tonight, to sign off on these results. So I would appreciate that. That's all.
Thank you. Yep, so please be on the lookout for the DocuSign document coming your direction. Council, hearing no further questions, I would entertain a motion to approve a declaration of the results of the municipal ballot questions.
So moved, Councilmember Loman.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Lohman and a second by Councilmember Nelson to approve the declaration of the results of the municipal ballot questions from the November 3rd general election as submitted by the election judges for this election. Council, further questions, further discussion? Hearing none, Ms. Christensen.
Thank you. Carter,
Aye.
Coulter,
Aye.
Loman,
Aye.
Martin,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Mayor Bussey.
Aye. Motion carries 6-0. And also in our packet, and we've done this before, but I want to call out and thank once again our general election judges who worked on election day. It was, and many of them who worked beforehand as well here at City Hall doing the absentee early voting. And I know it was a challenge. I know it was an interesting and a different type of election day because of the distancing that had to be required and the sanitizing that was necessary and so on. But I thought the election judges did a fantastic job, as they always do, and so thank you very much for your work with that. And as I said earlier also, thanks to all the folks who voted. It's 55,000. That's very impressive. The 87% turnout here in the city of Bloomington. Well done. Well done. We knew that was going to be the case. We knew it was going to be a very well-attended election, and you didn't prove us wrong. So thank you very much for your participation in democracy. Greatly appreciated. Council, any further business? Hearing none, I would look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Coulter.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Motion by Councilmember Coulter and a second by Councilmember Carter to adjourn this evening's meeting. No further discussion. Ms. Christensen.
Thank you. Carter,
Aye.
Coulter,
Aye.
Loman,
Aye.
Martin,
Aye.
Nelson,
Aye.
Mayor Bussey.
Aye. 6-0, motion carries. The special meeting of the Bloomington City Council is adjourned. Thank you all very much for tuning in for 13 whole minutes of a meeting. I appreciate your time. And Councilmember Nelson, did you have a question or were you just waving goodbye? Okay, good enough.
I was waiting